Hello everybody, welcome back to our YouTube page. Once again, my name is Brad, and I'm one of the buyers here at the Boulder Bookstore. So today I've got a selection of books that I've really enjoyed that are over 400 pages. Now some people like to do kind of shorter reads, some people like longer reads, so I have a selection of longer reads that I think are definitely worth getting sucked into. So first I've got Barbarian Days by William Finnegan. This is about him surfing. It's 447 pages. This is kind of like an on-the-road type of take on the surfing life. So it's about him growing up in Hawaii, growing up in California, and really just trying to find that perfect wave. So he actually circumnavigated the globe in the 1970s. He surfed on a small island in Indonesia that nobody had ever surfed on before. And he has this beautiful way of writing nonfiction. He's actually a war reporter in his normal life. So he has a very succinct and concise way of writing that works very well, but he still has this kind of flowery language while talking about the sport that he truly loves. He actually surfs a lot in New York, which I didn't expect, but it's really, really well written. Probably one of my top 5 favorite books that I've ever read, so I highly recommend this one. Next, we've got a little bit of sci-fi with Kim Stanley Robinson. So this is Red Mars. It is 572 pages. It's the first book in the Mars trilogy. If you've never heard of the Mars trilogy, he started writing this in the early 1990s, and it's about the colonization of Mars over the 3 books. So the first book is about really getting to Mars, landing there, and then trying to figure out the political process of not turning it into a colony. The second part is about terraforming the planet to make it livable for humans, and the third part is about actually having water on the planet. For anybody that likes sci-fi, this is very grounded in the science itself. So they have charts about exactly how long days would be and how they deal with the difference in time. So it's a 24-hour day plus 22 minutes. They stop the clock exactly at midnight, and all these other things that are really interested, plus a really wonderful plot about the first 100 people that land on Mars and how they kind of try to own it themselves while other people are coming in. There's so many different political consequences of the resources they find on the planet. Really well written. Kim Stanley Robinson is probably the best eco-sci-fi writer I think that's around these days. Alright, so next I have We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. This is based on a small island in Denmark. It's a small little fishing village, and it takes place over about 150 years. So you see the families intertwine and work together. There's a hint of magical realism as well. There's a character who can actually see all the people that have drowned offshore. One point, really beautifully written. One of my friends that lives in Denmark recommended it to me just to get a feel for not Copenhagen, but for the actual village life that most people don't really think about. Very well written, very atmospheric, and yeah, highly recommend. Next I have Ducks Newburyport by Lucy Ellman. This one is in the 900 page range. There's also about 20 pages of just acronyms that she uses at the end for random things throughout the book. This is one of the weirder books I've read recently. It is mostly a single sentence. It is just a woman thinking while she is baking pies for a school bake sale in the Midwest, and it's just her train of thought as she's thinking. So sometimes she's thinking about a specific product, and then word association, she'll list off a bunch of different products made by that company, or she'll start singing the jingle to a certain type of commercial, all wrapped around her life in the Midwest and just the normal aggressions that people have to suffer on a daily basis. There's also a story about a mountain lion that's escaped, and it ties in with her family. So every once in a while you'll just get a random section that actually has punctuation, and then back into the full sentence. I was a little bit scared when I started it. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get into it. After about 40 pages, I realized that I thought her thoughts were overtaking my own, and I was able to really fly through the rest of the book. And then lastly, I have Anniversaries by U.A. Johnson. This book is roughly 1,700 pages long. He started writing it in August of 1967, and he wrote a chapter for every single day from 1967 to 1968. And it is about what's happening in the world in 67 and 68, and it's about the main character's family growing up in Germany, and then having to deal with Nazi takeover, and then having to deal with Soviet takeover, and then escaping. It's about her being a single mother raising her daughter in New York City. It's about the headlines in the New York Times every day from the entire year. It is incredible. This is, I think, one of the best novels ever written. I think a lot of people haven't dived into it because it is so lengthy, but if you have the time, this is absolutely worth the read. I've recommended it to 2 people that have actually taken me up on it, and both of them absolutely loved it. So I highly, highly recommend this book. don't be daunted. Jump on in. All right. I think that's all I have for you today. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel and come back and visit us whenever you want to. We're here almost every day.